Are you thinking about renting a property? Well, in today's video, we're going to be going over the pros and cons of renting. Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Hawkins and I'm a local real estate agent here in Calgary, Alberta. If you're new to this channel, thank you for tuning in. On this channel, I talk about real estate tips, Calgary real estate, and Calgary in general. If that's something that interests you, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell to be notified about my next videos. Getting on with the video, we're talking about the pros and cons of renting. Many of us along the line do end up renting. This could be moving to a new city to start university, you recently just graduated university, or your parents are just getting on your nerve and you just need to move out. For the most part, renting is a good idea for most people. However, there are some drawbacks that you need to know. So to start off, we're going to start with the pros and then end off on the cons. So your number one pro of renting is you have more flexibility. If you're someone like myself who likes to travel and spend time in different cities or even in different countries, having the flexibility to end your lease agreement or move when your lease agreement just ends is a really good thing to have if you're someone that loves to move around quite frequently. This is especially good if you are on a month-to-month lease. Number two is you don't have the responsibility to maintain the rented area, but even inside the area that you're living in, it is up to the landlord to fix certain issues. For example, at an apartment that I was renting out, the microwave just stopped working for whatever reason. It wasn't my responsibility to get it fixed or to change it out. It was up to the landlord who did it. So this is something that is quite nice if you aren't someone that wants to really worry about repairs or maintenance. For the most part, renting can be cheaper than owning a house. For starters, your upfront payment is significantly less. You don't have a down payment, you don't have closing costs. All you have is your first month rent and 1 month worth of damage deposit. To make this real simple, if you pay $1,000 a month in rent, you would have to pay $1,000 for your first month and then $1,000 for the damage deposit, making it $2,000 up front. Also, with owning a home, you do have to foot the bill with repairs or maintenance. If a pipe leaks, you are responsible for fixing it. If you need a new roof, you're responsible for fixing it. And over time, you do need to continue to maintain your home in order for it to increase in value. So for a renter, this is a positive thing because you know at the end of every month, you know exactly what you're paying. Moving on to the cons of renting. Number one, your landlord can increase the rents. Now, they really can't increase the rent until your lease agreement has started to end or you've signed a new lease agreement. Generally, if a landlord wants to increase rent while you're currently in your listing contract, they have to give you at least 3 months notice if you're on that year to year. If you're on a month-to-month contract, the landlord only needs to give you a 1 month notice of price increase. Number two, and I find this is the biggest con of them all, is you can't make any changes to the property without the permission of the landlord. This is such the case that even if you want to paint some walls, you need the landlord's approval. If you want to hang up some pictures, you need the landlord's approval. If you want to do any type of changes to the property, you need the landlord's approval. And if you're someone that likes to decorate their own place, then this might not be something that is worth it to you. Number three, no pets. A lot of houses and apartment buildings have a no pet policy. So if you're an animal lover, this could be a real issue, as it will narrow down your search criteria significantly. This could also be very true as for no kids. I know a lot of condo buildings here in Calgary have an adult-only condo building. So if you do have a kid or are planning to have a kid, check out and make sure that the condo building is not an adult only and is kid friendly. Number four, the landlord can evict you. Now, they can't just come in and just evict you. However, sticking with the month-to-month contract theme, if you are on that month-to-month, they have to give you 1 month notice to say that they're not renewing that lease. And unfortunately, most times, it's not as easy as just finding a new place within that month. It can take some time. Also, sticking with the eviction, the landlord can potentially sell the house. Now, most of the time, you as the renter do have the right to stay with the property because it's in your lease agreement. However, let's just say that you really get on with your current landlord and then he sells the house to a different person and that landlord is a nightmare. Well, now you have to deal with a nightmare landlord who's probably going to end up evicting you and can just make your life a lot more stressful. And the final con of renting is you're obligated to the rules of the lease agreement. When you sign that dotted line for the lease agreement, you are bound to those rules that the landlord has put in place. So if for whatever reason you do break that lease agreement, the landlord does have the right to evict you. All right, everyone, that's all I have for you. I hope the pros and cons of renting helped you out into making your decision to rent a lot easier. And as always, I look forward to seeing you at the next video. Take care.